Why doesn't your life change? I think I know. I think the reason why most of us are stuck in our lives is because of different things. It's because we make assumptions about how reality works, and we forget that we make these assumptions about how like creation works because we've been taught to think like this, and we've thought like this for like our whole life, for me like 20 years or more. And so one thing is that we have a model that doesn't work, it doesn't bring results, and we're always frustrated. And the other problem, which is worse, is that we don't even know that we make assumptions. We think we're right, and that that's how life works, and that we are victims because life does certain things to us and we don't like it. So that's like the first thing I've noticed. I can just give an example. Like in a certain given moment, depending on a perspective that I hold about life, I can feel completely different. And so I like to play around with perspectives. And for example, um, I was for example, I was just thinking that there are parallel realities, and the parallel reality in which I'm just having an awesome life, it's here and it's now. And I can tune into it through my emotions. I can think through my thoughts and emotions. And like just thinking about this made me feel so good. It made me feel super good about life in general, and the same perspective, like the same feelings I get also from thinking that this is all a dream and I can do whatever I want. And um, and so in a given moment, depending on a perspective, I can feel completely different. And what I think is normal, it's not normal. It's just a perspective on life. And that perspective is physical world out there, me, and I cannot change things very fast. And it's super depressing because you're like, how the hell am I going to influence like outer circumstances? I have no influence on them, but I want them to change. So I'm gonna be unhappy forever or what? And that's what most people have as a default, and they don't even know that it's just an interpretation. It's an interpretation of how life works. We don't know if it works this way. And there are models that actually work way better. They not only make you feel better, they bring different results. So that's a crazy thing. So if your life doesn't change, chances are you've got the same shitty model, and you don't even know about it, and you never think about it, and that's like it shapes your reality. And then there's also something different. It's that our life circumstances are the result of previous thought, actions, and emotions. And so when you focus on the stuff that's around you, it's like the result of past actions of your past self. And if you keep reminding yourself of what surrounds you all the time, then you're in a loop where you're just like looking at your creation, and it reminds you like of the emotion that first created this, and it makes you feel the emotion again. And so you're actually caught like in a thought and emotion loop all the time. And that's why life doesn't change. And most people think it's normal that it works this way. And I don't think it's normal. There are people who are having amazing lives, and they say that they are just an imagination. They create, they think about what they want to create in this world, like the ripples they want to create in the world, positive ones. And so I think that's also a factor why most people's life doesn't change fast, is like we we are unaware, unconscious of of a strategy that we're using that doesn't work. And also we just like focus on the past basically, and we feel the emotions and the thoughts of our past selves. And so we perpetuate just that loop of like re-experiencing the same all the fucking time. And we're just so used to it. When we try, and I in my life I try to feel new emotions, it's hard. It's like, oh fuck, this is so fucking hard, because we're not used to it. We're used to feel the same emotions all the time, like sheeps, you know. And from time to time we feel, whoa, this positive surge of emotions, and then it's gone again. And we are physically able to feel great emotions, but what's hard is to sustain the thoughts, the perspectives that trigger these emotions, because we've been used to just like use the same tools our whole life. And that's why it's hard to use the law of attraction. It's not just gonna change in one day. It's gonna change in a few months or maybe a few years. Probably, I think it depends on people. I don't want to be a pessimist. Like I really think things can change fast, but it also depends on whether you're gonna put in the energy to change your state, your thoughts, how you see life, or not. Because if you look too much at just your circumstances and you don't change who you are, how you feel, and how you think, and your whole world view, then things are not going to change very fast. So that's what I think. Why people are. I feel like sometimes I imagine aliens on another planet and they've mastered this law of attraction. They look at us and they're like, shit, they're just in a loop. It's like an algorithm that's just stuck in a loop and it never stops, you know, and it doesn't bring results. It's just like caught in this loop and you have to stop the computer. I think like most people, it's exactly this. And it's insanity. It's fucking insane. Yeah. So I hope it's gonna change. I hope people are gonna realize that they create their life, and it's like it's not a secret. It's even if you don't believe in the law of attraction, just like look at what rich, wealthy, or like famous and like our models, like how they think and how they act. They act exactly like actually according to the law of attraction, using it. Just like they don't call it this way. So whether you like it or not, like that's the only way to change your life. It's not going to change by moving stuff around with your hands if your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions don't change. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening.